is a carefully manufactured environment, a controlled sandbox where kids are given their first taste of independence under the umbrella of total adult supervision. The peace of mind for both parents and campers relies on a simple assumption: the surrounding wilderness is empty, and the camp's perimeter is secure. But nighttime reveals the true isolation of the camp. Once the sun sets, the daytime innocence is replaced by the physical reality of being miles away from civilization, surrounded by unlit, dense forest. The infrastructure and geography of these properties, long, unmonitored boundaries and isolated cabins, make them uniquely susceptible to real-world threats. This safe zone is a fragile illusion. Out in the woods, the boundary between the bunkhouse and the tree line is easily breached by anyone who decides to walk out of the shadows. Modern dorm-style camp buildings prioritize airflow over hardened physical security. Sleep is often the only thing separating a camper from a thin-paned window. In 2019, a counselor saw how easily this interior space could be compromised. His campers woke up screaming at 1 a.m., reporting heavy breathing and a tall, shadowy figure blocking the closet door in their room. Expecting a prankster, the counselor investigated the hallway. Instead of a teenager, he found an unnaturally tall figure standing by an open window. Its head nearly touched the top of the doorframe, and it watched him in silence before disappearing into the night. The subsequent security check revealed a systemic failure in the camp's perimeter. Almost every single window on the property had been left completely unlocked. At camp, an unlocked window acts as a gateway, transforming a child's bedroom into a public space accessible to anyone in the forest. Large camp properties contain massive, unmonitored acreage that sits well beyond the sightlines of the central staff and the main lodge. These areas function as dead zones, pockets of the property where lighting, foot traffic, and communication disappear, creating a total vacuum of safety. These zones often hide isolated infrastructure, like the abandoned cabin where a 15-year-old camper was dared to stay for 10 minutes. Once inside, the physical structure became a trap. As the camper heard methodical footsteps on the creaking floor, the cabin door jammed shut. Despite being alone, he felt breath on his shoulder while he desperately pounded on the door for help. Isolated buildings create forbidden zones where the rules of supervision don't apply, leaving campers entirely at the mercy of their immediate environment. Even a secure camp faces the geographic reality of isolation, the extreme distance between the bunkhouse and the nearest emergency response. One camp operator experienced this firsthand after a camper reported an owl man tapping on her window at night. The operator was eventually left alone on the grounds between sessions, sitting in the main lodge as the sun went down. During the night, the silence was broken by a motion sensor floodlight illuminating the empty driveway. A moment later, aggressive scratching began at the front door. The operator eventually found a man in a white owl mask tapping on his glass sliding door, asking to be let in. While the intruder fled when the police were called, a search of the woods revealed a backpack containing a large butcher knife and the owl mask hanging from a nearby branch. In deep isolation, the time it takes for help to arrive is a window of opportunity. It is the exact amount of time an intruder needs to act and disappear. None of these cases ended with an arrest or an explanation. The shadow man, the cabin presence, and the owl man all vanished into the woods without ever being identified. The features that define the wilderness experience, the dense cover and the lack of surveillance, are the same tools an intruder uses to evade capture. These encounters change the perception of the physical camp. The bunkhouse feels like a thin wooden shell sitting blindly in the dark, exposed to whatever waits in the trees. The architecture of fear is the realization that in the deep woods, safety is only as reliable as the lock on the door.